Welcome to this session, Gender and Media. I am Dr. G. Uma, working as an assistant professor in the School of Gender and Development Studies, IGNOU. Today we will look into it, what is sex, what is gender, why do we speak difference between men and women or males and females as a genders rather than sex differences, what are sex role stereotyped behavior, how to measure women's status and position. These first, as all of you must be understand the difference between sex and gender. Like this is the very basic definition when we talk about the gender issues. Once we get a clarity about these differences, it is easy for us to understand why society is discriminating women based on their genders. Like not only women, other genders also they get discriminated in the society due to various reasons. So, before we start, we discuss about these issues further. First, let us understand the difference between sex and gender. As we all know, sex is the biological differences between female and male at a very basic level. As we all know that human beings are either born as male or female, although there is a very small segment of babies that present a mixed anatomical distribution. Biological differences of male and female reflect in the chromosomes, like male chromosomes XY and female chromosomes XX. So, sex organs, hormones and other physical features reflect based on the sex differences. When we think of biology and biological differences, we also need to keep in mind that biology, like other areas of knowledge, is also not absolute or fixed. The instances or occurrence of intersex should make us aware of the dangers of biological essentialism. So, now I think learners, you must be very clear about the sex. Then let us now look into the gender. Like unlike sex, gender is socially constructed. Let us see how this social construction happens once the baby is born. Like wherever, like in your family, in the society, if a child is born, immediately not only the biological differences between the child, immediately the society tried to determine the differences based on the gender. Like these differences include clothing, behavior, sex role, position, identity and responsibility. Like I would like to explain little further in this regard. Like once the child is born, immediately if it is a girl child, what society thinks, in some society they celebrate, some they try to like feel very sad if the child is born as a girl. If a child is born as a boy, immediately there is a chances for big celebrations. Like if a girl child is born, then immediately the family, the society and all the social structures, they try to like buy a clothes based on the color, like pink color, dolls and certain same thing. If the child is born as a boy, they try to buy different kinds of toys. So, there itself once the society, family come to know the sexual differences, immediately they try to differentiate the particular child based on the socio-cultural practices. In this way, the society try to impose certain differences on the child. Like if the girl child means, the society expect them to behave in a certain way. If the child is born as a boy, the society expect them to behave in a certain way. In this way, the societal differences, all the social institutions, they try to construct the roles, position, identity based on the society already existing social norms and practices. So, sex is the biological differences, as we all know, that is the between the male and female, at the same time other sexes also. Unlike sex, gender is the socially constructed practices. This we must understand. So, like for example, based on gender differences, there is a common stereotypes already existing in the society. Like if a girl means the society tried to impose on her from the childhood, again and again they try to socialize a girl child like she should be dependent on any male in the family or in the society. Boy means they try to make him to grow as an independent person, and they again and again they try to impose. If a girl child means she is weak, boy means he is very powerful, girl means she is incompetent, boy means very competent, and they try to give a less importance to the girl child. As I have already mentioned, if some girl child is born, in some family they celebrate, in some family they try to become very sad, and even sex selective abortions, low sex ratio, all these factors reflect based on the because of the different discriminating girl child. That is why all these practices existing in the society. And also if the girl means we try to make her emotional, and boy means very logical. That is why if you look at even education also, if you look at the data, due to this logical emotional differences between the sexes, we try to make the boy to excel in the mathematics, even though girls can also excel in mathematics. Because of this emotional character, we try to make the girl to pursue education in humanities and other social sciences. Boy means they are very logical, so they can pursue like science, engineering and other technical degrees. Like same thing, girls means implementers, housekeepers, they are supporters, they can very well maintain the household. Boy means they are the decision makers, breadwinners, leaders. Because of the supporters and leaders, because of these gender stereotypes, this has reflect in our society also. Even if you take a politics we considered as it is the male space. That is why if you look at the data in the state assemblies, parliament and wherever there is a decision making positions, we could easily see that most of the male members they occupy in the decision making position. Same thing happened with boy means they are brave, very aggressive, adventurous, outspoken. Girls means they are soft spoken, cautious, peacemakers, fearful. All these common gender stereotypes, because of this gender socialization process. Socialization is nothing but again and again we try to impose certain stereotypes, norms on the male and female, on male child and female child. They try to impose again and again, and societies expect the children to behave in a certain way. This behavior not only it reflects in the childhood, it throughout their life. The society expect girl means she has to be in a certain way, boy means he has to be in a certain way. So, these gender stereotypes not only it reflect in the society, even it reflects in the media. Let us after understanding all these concepts, we could able to see what is the relationship between gender and media. Like for example, I would like to explain further in these concepts to understand sex and gender further. Like you can, learners can visit any expectant mothers, you can ask them whether they want to have a girl child or a boy child. If they give preference for girl child, you can ask them what is the reason for girl child preference. If they want male child also, you can request them to give a reasons for the same. This clearly reflects the male preference in the society. Because of the male preference, there are various reasons for the male preference. We can look at this further. Like I have already explained the socialization process and the difference between sex and gender. Now we need to understand the one more concept, that is called gender roles and social constructions. Like for example, because of the socialization process and the gender differences, so society expect the male and female or men and women to perceive their own characteristics, roles and responsibilities in a particular way. This because of the societal expectations, they need to behave, act, and they need to take certain responsibilities. Okay, because of these societal expectations, they perceive the differences. These differences is called social construction. These roles differ in different societies based on their cultural expectation of the surrounding social system. Men and women, they perceive their own characters and they behave in a certain way. That is called these differences between the male and female, and the differences, the perceived differences between male and female, it is called the social constructions. Okay, this, unlike sex if you want, so gender, we can easily like reverse the gender roles and gender. Another important concept we must understand is the masculinity and femininity. Like for example, these masculinity and femininity also perceived by the male and female or girl child and boy child due to the social construction or socialization process. Masculinity means the characteristics of men. How the society perceive men? Men should be like brave and should not cry, and he should be a breadwinner. He has to go out, earn, and taking care of the entire family. Like this is all imposed by the society. Same thing, femininity means it is like a culturally constructed collection of qualities like a male quality. Femininity means is a female qualities. This is culturally constructed, and these it is culturally constructed collection of qualities, behaviors, appearance, attributes, features, characteristics, postures associated with women. These both masculinity and femininity characters also imposed by the society. It is also the societal expectations that one must understand. Another important definition is about the patriarchy. Patriarchy is defined as rule by fathers. Mostly these patriarchal institutions, like all the institutions, whether it is a family, society, whatever institutions, they try to perpetuate domination of the male and they try to subordinate the female members. I would like to explain further about this patriarchy. This patriarchy term widely used to refer the systemic or systematic organization of male supremacy and female subordinations. The term they further used to analyze or explore female subordination from historical, material and psychological way. This radical feminists, they widely use the term patriarchy. Like for example, I can explain you further, like I used this term patriarchy to analyze, explore in a 3 ways. First way is historical, material and psychological way. I can give you an example, quick example about the historical way. Some of the feminists, they did a study about the female subordinations through historical perspective. One feminist economist, she did a study in the African agricultural pattern. Her name is Esther Boschrup. She did a study about how the change in African agricultural pattern in Africa slowly took away the women's ownership or possession of land, and possession of land, like she did how this polygamous marriage is highly prevalent in the certain societies. Like in the Africa, in some communities, the polygamous is highly prevalent. This polygamous marriage happened because the male members, they need more female members to work in their field. Once this, like when the agriculture pattern was, when they used the primitive agricultural pattern, they used to grow the food crops. Once this like whoever captured the African countries, like a third world countries, they introduced the modern agricultural pattern. When they introduced the modern agricultural pattern, like introduction of the many agricultural instruments, they immediately the agricultural system has been changed. By in earlier they used to grow the food crops. Due to the introduction of the modern agricultural technique, they started growing the cash crops. When they started growing the cash crops, mostly male members, they started owning the land. Not only they owning the land, they used a lots of modern agricultural technique, and they started growing the cash crops and directly they sell it to the market. Because of the introduction of the modern agricultural techniques, the women, they not only lost the control of the land, they lost the food security. Not only women, the entire family lost the food security. Okay, so this clearly shows that how the patriarchy widely tried to subordinate the female members. Even not only subordinate, they tried to, like, whenever there is not only female subordination, even they, due to the patriarchal dominations, the women, they lose the land ownership, even the food security is directly threatened. So, another important term when we talk about the gender and media is the gender stereotyping. Gender stereotyping is nothing but reinforcing the feminine and masculine qualities and attributes again and again. These gender stereotypes, nothing but it is a beliefs which prescribe what men and women should not do, what they can do. It can be changed over a period of time, but this society, all social institutions, they try to prevent the male members in the society not to change the existing gender stereotypes. That's this gender stereotypes, most of the time it reflects in the media also. Media is the great influencer in the society. Whatever the media whatever the media reflects, same thing there is a chances for reflecting in the society. Like we have understood the so many terms. All these terms are coined and these terms are coined by the feminist. When we immediately listen the term feminism, we thought that the feminism is, it is like they are against the male, or it is like we sometimes we try not to use the term feminism. It is not like that. Feminism is nothing but just we need to, if you understand the feminism, then we understand that feminism is not only like talking about the marginalization of women. The feminists, they start questioning the whoever behave in a whoever inferior, whoever are inferior in the society. Like for example, there is no universal history of feminism. The feminism emerged wherever there is a marginalization of women, wherever the women faces the opposition and marginalization. So, it is like it challenges the opposition and marginalization that women face in the diverse context. It emerged after women started questioning their inferior status and they wanted to change their status and position in the society. Like there are various definitions and dictionary. I would like to talk about one or few definitions. For example, feminism originates in the perception that there is something wrong with society's treatment of women. The feminism is a doctrine suggesting that women are systematically disadvantaged in modern society and advocating the equal rights for both men and women. Feminism seeks to eliminate the subordination, oppression, inequalities and injustice women suffer because of their sex. So, these are the certain quotes I have taken from the that definitions I have taken from the various sources. If you trace the history of feminism, basically it existed, they started questioning, the women, they started questioning the existing traditional social and political thought and the various historical developments in the Europe 18th, 19th, 20th century. And once the end of the feudalism, there is a emergence of individualism in the 18th century onwards. Because of the modernity, emergence of inequality in the society, the women they try to realize that they are not treated on par with women. And also in the second half of the 17th century, there is a public private distinction. In the public, the many people, they go out, they started working. There is a clear distinction between the public and private spheres. Due to this distinction, due to this public private distinction in the second half of the century, the women started questioning how they are treated in both public and private spaces, and like American French Revolution also changed the perception about the politics. After the revolution, the political philosophers, they did talk about the freedom and rights of the women. When they talk about the freedom and rights of the men, they said that the women are not women, they are not a rational human beings, so they did not deserve for the freedom like men in the society. And also even in, if you look at the developing countries or third world countries like in India, the women, they did participated in the freedom movement, various social reforms. They talked about the existing social malign in existing social they did talk about the social reforms, and feminists argued that whatever the liberal principles the men are following, same should be extended to the women also. And like a men, the women, they too possess universal reason, autonomy and freedom and equality. So it is like all the feminine, as already mentioned, the feminine qualities, it is a social construct. So education would be given like a men, the women also, they have a right to get an education. If they get education like a male members in the society, they could able to use their reason, and they could able to not only change their life, they can act as a change agents to bring changes in the society. So it is like not only the French American Revolution, after the 1945 the UN took so many efforts by organizing 4 international conventions and conferences, and they prepared the status report by measuring the status of women and men in the society. To measure the status of men and women in the society, feminists and others, they develop the various indicators to measure, like how the women are performing in the education, health, whether they have an access to resources or whether they have an access to health and educational facilities, all those things like a male members in the society. They have developed the various indicators to measure the women's status and position in the society. Not only that, international organizations and national level institutions, they took measure to mainstream the gender issues at the all levels. In educational institutions also, many feminists, they developed the appropriate feminist methodology to do research and policy advocacy. As far as India is concerned, after we got an independence, we tried to, the government of India, they tried to address the gender issues by formulating appropriate policies and programs. Even in the women's issues, after the 4th 5-year plan, the women issues did reflect in the 5-year plan also. In the 1975, the government of India, they have prepared the status of women in India report, the title as Towards Equality report in 1975. This report clearly reflects the gender discrimination prevailing in the various field. Like for example, the women in, as far as education is concerned, the women, they are lagging behind the men in many areas. For example, health, they do not have an access to health facilities. So this report, based on the report, the government formulated various policies, programs, and they tried to formulate the laws to address the gender issues. As far as India is concerned, the Indian constitution, it does not discriminate any gender based on the sex. So Indian constitution treats everyone in equal. So as far as India is concerned, even after we got an independence, even though many women, they actively participated in the freedom movement, the government tried to mainstream the gender issues at various levels by formulating policies and programs. So these are the things we must understand. The first, when we talk about the gender, we must understand the difference between the sex and gender, as well as we need to understand the various concepts related to gender. Once we understand these concepts, it is easy to understand the relationship between the gender and media. Thank you.